Now, please, am I audible to you all? Please respond. Yes? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Then let's start the session. As you all know, the Saturdays we have this current affairs session, right? So, yes. So all the miscellaneous topics that are left in the entire week that we discuss in this discussion on Saturday, right? So today I'm going to discuss 3 very important reports with you that will be very useful for your mains examination. You can always use the points, the observations that have been given by these reports in your mains answer writing, right? That is why I have incorporated these 3 reports for today, right? The very first report is the report presented by RBI, RBI's financial stability report. RBI's financial stability report that talks about the status of financial stability of India, right? So in GS3 economy part, you can use the observations of this report, right? So the very first finding of the report says that it's about the NPAs. You might have read it in your economy part. NPA means non-performing assets, or you may say the loans that are given by banks that stop providing any returns to the bank. ठीक है, बैंक लोगों को पैसा देता है, in return bank earns interest on that. But when there are certain kind of loans that are not paying back any amount to the banks, they turn out to be the non-performing assets, राइट तो जितनी ज्यादा बैंक के पास ऐसी नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स डेट या लोन होंगे द मोर वर्स द कंडीशन ऑफ बैंकिंग सेक्टर वुड बी राइट सो द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम दैट इंडियन बैंकिंग सेक्टर फेसेस टुडे इज द प्रेवलेंस ऑफ हाई लेवल्स ऑफ नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स ठीक है इंडिया के बैंकिंग सेक्टर में एनपीएस बहुत हाई रहे हैं पिछले कुछ समय में जो बहुत बड़ा इशू है. But according to this latest report of RBI, it says that the NPAs are coming down, right? Initially, in the beginning of 2021, the NPA used to amount 7.4% of the total assets of the banks. ठीक है जितनी भी assets है उसमें से NPA जो है वो 7.4% थे. But now, by the reforms that have been undertaken by the banks and the vigilance provided by RBI, now these NPAs have been brought down from 7.4% in 2021 to 5.9% in 2022. एक साल में almost 1.5% का decline you can see, right, in the NPA ratio. Right, so this is a very good achievement that we can see in the banking sector. तो GS3 में अगर आपको कोई भी banking related question आए, in those questions you can easily mention that the reform measures that have been introduced by our government or by the RBI, they are working, and because of them the result is that we are seeing a reduction in NPAs. ठीक है क्या आप मुझे you might have read about the banking sector and NPAs in your economy part for sure. Can you tell me what are some schemes that have been introduced by government or RBI to manage the issue of NPAs? जल्दी बताइए in comment section what are those schemes. Bad bank, Shreya, has that idea been implemented or is it just a proposal? The idea of bad bank. Insolvency and bankruptcy code. Yes, good. Yes, Shreya, it's a proposal. So you can't say that that is an initiative that has resulted in this achievement. Okay, that is just a proposal to achieve better reduction in NPAs. Abhi tak it has not contributed. राइट। अमूल्य अग्रवाल, यू आर सेइंग एनपीए की डेफिनेशन रिपीट कीजिए। वो तो मैंने कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री बता दी थी। आई एक्सपेक्ट यू टू नो एनपीएज। अगर आपकी इकोनॉमी नहीं हुई है देन इट्स अ डिफरेंट सिनेरियो, अदरवाइज यू शुड नो व्हाट आर एनपीएज। एनपीएज कुछ नहीं है। देखिए बैंक्स लोन क्यों देते हैं, आप देखिए जितनी भी डेवलपमेंट होती है अराउंड इंडिया, अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, दैट हैपेंस विद द लोन्स प्रोवाइडेड बाय बैंक्स। ठीक है, अब उसके रिटर्न्स बैंक को क्या मिलता है, लोन्स प्रोवाइड करके आपको पैसा देके उसको इंटरेस्ट इनकम मिलती है, जितना भी आपको वो लोन्स प्रोवाइड करती हैं। नाउ अब आपको बैंक ने लोन दे दिया, but you have reached a condition where you are not able to repay back the bank। ना तो आप उनको इंटरेस्ट दे पा रहे हैं, ब्याज जिसे हम कहते हैं, ना आप उनकी प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट वापस कर पा रहे हैं। जो आपको उन्होंने लोन दिया था दैट बिकम्स अ पार्ट ऑफ द नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट। ठीक है, आपने एक बिजनेस चलाया हुआ था जिसके लिए आपने करोड़ रुपया लोन लिया, लेट्स सपोज आपको महीने के महीने बैंक को 10,000 रुपया लेट्स सपोज पे बैक करना था, बट नाउ योर बिजनेस इज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग, आपके पास खुद के पास पैसे नहीं है, तो बैंक को आप 10,000 रुपया महीने का कैसे देंगे, राइट। तो बैंक के लिए क्या होगा, आपको जो लोन दिया है वो उसकी नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट बन जाएगी। समथिंग लाइक दैट इज रफली एनपीएस। यस, सरफेजी एक्ट, यस श्रेया, बाकी लोग भी बताएं, भूमिका, नंदिनी, Amulya, tell me if you are aware of any other initiatives that have been taken by the government of India, or yes, Akshaya, prompt corrective action, yes, very good. What else? Can crypto coins be termed as non-performing assets? No. Cryptocurrency, see, it is not considered as a formal currency. आप देखेंगे इस रिपोर्ट में भी आगे क्रिप्टो करेंसी को क्रिटिसाइज किया गया है। क्रिप्टो करेंसी इज नॉट येट कंसिडर्ड एज दी फॉर्मल करेंसी सेटअप। उसमें ट्रेड करना, उसमें डील करना इज स्टिल इलीगल इन इंडिया, तो उसको एसेट कंसिडर करना तो नॉट अ पॉसिबिलिटी। हाँ कानू, सी आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि अगर आप एक महीने के लिए रीपे नहीं कर पाते तो आप एनपीए कंसिडर किए जाएंगे। देयर इज अ क्राइटेरिया दैट अराउंड 3 months इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू पे बैक। 3 month तो बैंक आपका इंतजार करेगा, आपको टाइम देगा पे करने के लिए। Even after 3 months or so, you are not able to pay back the bank. That is when it converts into NPA. So I am not giving you any technical definition here. As I told you, I am giving you the rough understanding of NPA, right? So now let's continue further. So this is the first observation that has been made by RBI. देखिए बैंकिंग पे क्वेश्चंस आना बहुत लाजमी है, उसमें आप ये एक डाटा यूज करेंगे, दिस विल बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू, दिस विल बी वेरी यूजफुल ऑल्सो फॉर यू, इसीलिए मैंने यहाँ पे ये डिस्कस किया ब्रीफली, राइट। सो दैट इज द फर्स्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ द रिपोर्ट। नाउ द रिपोर्ट हैज ऑल्सो रेज्ड certain concerns that may impact Indian economy, right? So anytime a question can be asked from you in the mains that what are the challenges that the Indian economy faces currently, what are the various kind of concerns that are faced by Indian economy or Indian banking sector, so there you can use these points. So this report says the very first threat that India faces or Indian economy faces, the very first challenge that Indian economy faces is the impact of various global events that we are seeing. ठीक है, ऐसे कौन कौन से ग्लोबल इवेंट्स हैं जो दुनिया में बहुत बड़े इवेंट्स हो रहे हैं जो हमें इम्पैक्ट कर सकते हैं। करंटली द रशिया यूक्रेनियन वॉर, राइट, अभी होके हटा है कोविड पेंडेमिक, उससे पहले, राइट, अब यूएस ने भी अपने रेट्स इंक्रीज करना शुरू कर दिया है। सो व्हेन यूएस स्टार्ट्स इंक्रीजिंग इट्स इंटरेस्ट रेट ऑन इट्स मनी, ऑन द lending buying activities that happens at that time, all the money starts rushing into US, हमारी इकोनॉमी से निकल के वहां चली जाती है। So that also impacts our economy, and also overall oil prices are also rising. So RBI क्या कह रहा है, in major ग्लोबल इवेंट्स की वजह से इंडियन इकोनॉमी पे बहुत इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा. रशिया यूक्रेन की वॉर पे वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन इन डिटेल इन थर्सडे सेशंस. आई डिस्कस्ड रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर इन डिटेल एंड इट्स इम्पैक्ट ऑन इंडिया. सो उस वॉर की वजह से फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंडियन इकोनॉमी विल फेस ग्रेट चैलेंजेस. COVID, we all know, has created a lot of issues for the economy. Then the rising oil prices at the current time, they will create a challenge. And finally, the increasing rates by US will also create issues, right? So these are some challenges that RBI talks about in general. Secondly, in the financial technology sector, right? You see, today we see a lot of transactions happening through technology, a lot of financial transactions happening through technology. आप देखिए, आप जगह जगह पे Google Pay use करते हैं, Paytm use करते हैं, you use online banking services, you also see the emergence of neo banks like Jupiter, etc., right? So the financial technology is expanding very fastly, very rapidly, right? So now, while on one hand it is a boon, it is an advantage for us that we are getting new innovations that are making our lives easier, that are making the transactions quicker, faster and easier. But on the other hand, they also have many threats or issues that they can create. That is what the report talks about. ठीक है, तो वो कह रहे हैं कि फाइनेंशियल टेक्नोलॉजी के फील्ड में इतनी डेवलपमेंट्स हो रही हैं, they are good for our economy, but they also have some concerns. So what are those concerns? That you see more digital activity, that you see more the threat of cyber attacks, cyber crimes, right? So jitna zyada you are getting involved in this financial technology, आप Google पे इतना यूज कर रहे हैं, आप नेट बैंकिंग इतना यूज कर रहे हैं, that also makes you susceptible to online frauds, cyber crimes, right? Ransomware attacks, all these kind of issues. Your data can be can be stolen, so there are data privacy issues also, right? So this financial technology sector has many risks involved in its development, right? So इसीलिए रिपोर्ट कहती है कि फाइनेंशियल टेक्नोलॉजी सेक्टर में डेवलपमेंट्स जो हैं वो इकोनॉमी को बूस्ट तो करेंगी, बट वो न्यू रिस्क्स इट विल bring up for the banking sector and the Indian economy, right? न्यू रिस्क्स कैसे होंगे? डेटा की प्राइवेसी कैसी रखी जाए? द मोर यू आर प्रेजेंट डिजिटली, द मोर देयर इज थ्रेट ऑफ योर डिजिटल इंफॉर्मेशन गेटिंग स्टोलन, राइट? देयर इज मोर थ्रेट फ्रॉम साइबर अटैक्स, राइट? देन द कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन इज अंडर डेंजर. ठीक है, अब आप लोग सब we are still educated people, we can understand the nuances of these technologies, but आप उन लोगों के बारे में सोचिए जो इतने डिजिटली लिटरेट नहीं है. सो क्या होता है, many time they are fooled by different digital service providers, right? तो इसीलिए कहा जा रहा है कि कंज्यूमर की प्रोटेक्शन कैसे की जाए इस वर्ल्ड में. आप देखिए कि पीछे बहुत न्यूज आ रही थी, ऑनलाइन क्रेडिट गिविंग एजेंसीज, they were exploiting people a lot. देखिए, जैसे आप समझ लीजिए कि आपको लोन की जरूरत है. Let's just suppose for your studies you want some loan. The formal banking system is not providing you the loan, or it is at very high interest rate. तो आप क्या करते हैं? You go to these online credit providers. तो ये आपको कहते हैं कि आप हमसे 1 लाख का लोन लीजिए, we'll give it on easy interest rate, right? बट उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है कि these people, if you are not able to pay back even for a day or 10 days, if you make a delay of even a single day or a few days, they'll kind of keep haunting you, they'll keep calling you, they'll keep irritating you, bothering you. So इसी वजह से इंडिया में ही कुछ महीने पहले बहुत डेथ्स हो चुकी हैं, क्योंकि ये ऑनलाइन क्रेडिट गिविंग का फिनोमिना बहुत इंडिया में प्रेवलेंट हो रहा है. दैट इज ऑल्सो ऑन द बैक ऑफ financial technology, right? So consumer protection again is at risk in such a scenario, right? Also competition को maintain रखना, money laundering को prevent करना, ठीक है. So all these are the challenges that are being presented by the financial technology sector, and that challenge the Indian economy, specifically the banking system. ठीक है. So also make a note of these points. See, financial technology sector, the report says in India is booming a lot, right? India is among the fastest fintech growing market around the world. So वो कह रहे हैं कि फिनटेक बहुत बढ़ रही है. अब जब फिनटेक इतना बढ़ रहा है तो उसके थ्रेट्स को मैनेज करना is the responsibility of the government. Otherwise there will be lot of threat to people's security, people's data, people's personal security and all, right? So इसीलिए these are some numbers that you can use for any question on financial technology sector. India is among the fastest growing financial technology markets in the world, and also India has the highest adoption, fintech adoption rate globally. ठीक है. और कंट्रीज में इतनी यूज होती हो चाहे नहीं, बट इंडिया में फाइनेंशियल टेक्नोलॉजी इज बीइंग यूज्ड एट हाई लेवल्स, राइट? So that is what it says, the report says about the financial technology. Now the third issue that the report raises is with regard to cryptocurrency. As I told you, cryptocurrency is a very important topic. टेक्नोलॉजिकली भी, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी सेक्टर में भी आ सकता है आपको, और इट कैन बी, देखिए इस साल तो क्रिप्टो करेंसी पे सोसाइटी में क्वेश्चन आया था. GS1 के पेपर में दे आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन ऑन क्रिप्टो करेंसी, दैट हाउ क्रिप्टो करेंसी इज इम्पैक्टिंग द सोसाइटी, राइट? सो क्रिप्टो करेंसी इज सच एन इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, और उसका इकोनॉमिक पर्सपेक्टिव भी पढ़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इकोनॉमी के सेक्शन में भी क्रिप्टो करेंसी आना बहुत लाजमी है. सो अब हमारी गवर्नमेंट का, हमारे सेंट्रल बैंक का क्रिप्टो करेंसी पे क्या व्यू है वो यहाँ देखिए, राइट? RBI says the cryptos are clear danger. RBI considers cryptos as clear danger. RBI says that it is a highly speculation based currency. Speculation means सट्टा टाइप्स है ये क्रिप्टो करेंसी में डील करना. RBI ने अभी तक क्रिप्टोज को मान्यता नहीं दी है. देखिए क्रिप्टोज ऐसी, अगर आपने थोड़ी बहुत भी क्रिप्टो करेंसी की रीडिंग की है, टेल मी, इज इट अ सेंट्रलाइज्ड और अ डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड करेंसी सिस्टम? What is cryptocurrency? Tell me, is it a centralized or decentralized currency system? Shreya, Divya, right? Yes, Nandini. Yes, so cryptocurrencies are decentralized currencies. What does that mean? That means that there is no central bank. There is no central bank that is generating or regulating the cryptocurrency. अभी देखिए आपका पैसा, where does your money come from? It is printed by the RBI. It is regulated by the RBI. Right? But in cryptocurrency, you yourself as the user create the cryptos, and you yourself as a member of the entire blockchain regulate the cryptos. So there is no central bank to oversee the functioning of cryptocurrency. इसीलिए RBI कहता है कि it's a danger. You see, the people who are not very digitally literate, even people like us, cannot understand easily the meaning of cryptocurrency, the uses of cryptocurrencies, how to manage cryptocurrency. तो आप उन लोगों को समझिए जिनको बेसिक एजुकेशन ही नहीं है. So obviously crypto is a danger for them. Even for people like us, if we start engaging in crypto, it will be a very unpredictable scenario. अगर हम stocks में क्रिप्टो के स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट करें या क्रिप्टो की कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट करने लग जाएं, सो इट विल बी अ वेरी रिस्की और अ वेरी स्पेक्युलेटिव अफेयर. दैट इज व्हाई आरबीआई कह रहा है कि इट्स अ क्लियर डेंजर because there is no oversight on the operation of cryptocurrencies. It is totally unregulated. It is, unmanaged. Can we call them fake notes? No. See, they are not notes at first, and they are not fake as such, right? So it's little technical concept. You will understand it when you complete your science and technology portion. If I start discussing cryptocurrency, it will take quite a time. So that's why I'm not discussing it in detail. Just to know the basics that RBI considers it a danger and a speculative affair, right? So that is why RBI is cautioning the government कि हमें cryptocurrencies को better manage करना चाहिए, उनके लिए complete अच्छी regulations बनानी चाहिए, right? So these are the few observations made by this RBI's report. Write it down and try to use them in your various mains answer, right? Now, the next topic and the next report that we will discuss is with regard to your green hydrogen, right? It's with regard to green hydrogen. See, hydrogen is a fuel of future. If you have heard this statement, तो आप देखिए आजकल के fuel क्या है? You use coal, you use petrol, you use oil, you use various kind of fuels to run your transportation systems, to run your electricity systems, your refrigeration, your air conditioning, right? All these rockets, shipping, aircrafts, everything is powered by fuel. Basic, underlining requirement for all the machinery that you are seeing around is fuel, right? And one such amazing fuel is hydrogen. It has been present in the, with the humanity for years, but now we are trying to find better ways, greener ways to produce hydrogen, right? So that is why the idea of green hydrogen emerged. Green hydrogen का मतलब सिर्फ यही है, a sustainable way to extract hydrogen that can be used ultimately as a fuel. ठीक है? Hydrogen is a fuel. Hydrogen is equal to fuel, and when you have a sustainable way to generate this fuel, that is when it is called as green hydrogen, right? That is when it is called as green hydrogen. ठीक है? अब let's understand कि what is that way through which hydrogen is generated. So you see we have H2O, that is the formula of water, right? So hydrogen is usually extracted from this compound, hydrogen and oxygen, by way of electrolysis. By way of electrolysis. So basically electrolysis is that process जिससे हम water में से hydrogen अलग से extract करते हैं. We extract hydrogen from the water compound by the way of electrolysis. ठीक है? Electrolysis एक science का process है जहां हम water में से hydrogen extract करते हैं. So usually इसमें क्या होता था कि coal gasification use होती थी. Coal, as you can understand, is not a environment friendly component. ठीक है? So initially इस process में coal gasification use होती थी. So that was not a eco-friendly process. So now the new method that has come up, that is the use of renewable energy. The use of renewable energy in this electrolysis process. ठीक है, आप सोलर पावर वगैरह यूज करते हैं इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस परफॉर्म करने के लिए टू ब्रेक वाटर इनटू हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन. दैट इज व्हाट गिव्स राइज टू ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन. इस प्रोसेस से जो हाइड्रोजन प्रोड्यूस होगी दैट विल बी रेफर्ड टू एज द ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन, राइट. ओके, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन समझ आया अभी तक, राइट. ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन में कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है? यू कैन आस्क मी इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट विद रिगार्ड टू ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन. Green hydrogen. Hydrogen is a fuel that is used to power various kind of machineries, transportation, housing, electricity, shipping, aviation. Green is the method by which hydrogen is produced, that is using renewable energy for electrolysis process. Electrolysis is the basic process from which water is converted into hydrogen and oxygen. Right? So, इस process में when you use renewable energy, that is what gives rise to green hydrogen. Right? This is basics about. Yes? Okay. Good, good. Right? So, that is what. ठीक है, हाइड्रोजन की एप्लीकेशंस क्या होती हैं? लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, हाइड्रोजन कैन बी यूज्ड इन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम. कार्स में जैसे आपके सीएनजी, नेचुरल गैस इज बीइंग यूज्ड प्रेजेंटली, पेट्रोल वगैरह की बजाय नाउ वी हैव सीएनजी व्हीकल्स. In the similar fashion, you can use hydrogen also in the form of fuel cells. Hydrogen के fuel cells बन जाते हैं जिसको you can use to power your cars. See this example. A car can be run by hydrogen also. Hydrogen fuel का आपने टैंक भर लिया and then in the fuel reaction the anode cathode, जो भी physics जिन्होंने पढ़ी है थोड़ा understand करेंगे fuel cell को. There is anode, cathode and all that stuff which helps in generation of energy and for running this electric motor of the car, जिसकी वजह से car operate कर पाती है. That is how the hydrogen fuel is used, right? So presently cars में क्या यूज होता है? पेट्रोल, डीजल, सीएनजी. So उसी का एक greener alternative we are inventing, that is green hydrogen, right? That is what is the first application. So आप shipping industry में भी, aircrafts में भी you can use hydrogen as a fuel, right? In the similar way, as I told you, in your household applications for running your appliances like refrigerator or air conditions or lights, bulbs, everything you can use green hydrogen, right? So these are the various applications that hydrogen holds. Now, you tell me that why do we need this green hydrogen? Please do not look at the board. Try to, tell me that why do we need green hydrogen? What is the use of having green hydrogen? Yes, Shreya and Palak, very good. और बताइए. Non-polluting. Yes. Combat emissions of carbon, environment friendly, reduction of use of fossil fuel based energy. Yes, very right. Reduce pollution. Yes. So see, as a country we are aimed at having a sustainable growth. Sustainable का क्या मतलब है? जो हमारे फ्यूचर को ध्यान में रख के की जाए, ऐसी growth we want. ऐसा ना हो कि we are creating more and more vehicles, we are increasing our income levels, but we are damaging the environment, right? So the growth should be sustainable. That can be achieved if we use fuels like green hydrogen. right? So first, to have that idea of to achieve the goals of sustainable growth and development, we need green hydrogen, right? Then at the international level, we have made sustainable development goals commitment in the 17 goals under SDG. Conservation of the environment, protecting the environment is also a very important goal. To achieve those goals also, we need to have alternatives like green hydrogen, right? Then we have also made commitments at Paris, as you are all saying, to achieve that net zero rate, कि हम कोई भी प्रदूषण नहीं क्रिएट करेंगे, जितनी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड वगैरह प्रोड्यूस करेंगे उतनी ही हम कैप्चर कर लेंगे या किसी ना किसी तरीके से कंज्यूम कर लेंगे. सो टू अचीव द पेरिस commitments regarding environmental sustainability also, we need green hydrogen. India को अगर अपनी commitments पूरी करनी है, so they'll have to use this. Yes, Karanjit, very good. We are also very much dependent on other nations to fulfill our energy needs. देखिए हमारी country जो है majority oil या coal के सहारे चलती है, and majority of that fuel we import from outside. Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, ऐसी जगहों से आपका majority fuel आता है. So you have high import dependency. You have high import dependency. So developing green hydrogen in a sustainable manner can also help us reduce this import dependency and ensure self sufficiency, कि हमारे पास अपना फ्यूल है अपनी नीड्स फुलफिल करने के लिए, हमें सऊदी अरेबिया या किसी और कंट्री से फ्यूल इंपोर्ट ना करना पड़े. हम अपने रिसोर्सेज के थ्रू विल जनरेट आवर ओन फ्यूल. एंड यू सी वाटर हाइड्रोजन की कोई कमी नहीं है. यू कैन गेट इट इन every way possible. You just need a good technology to store it and to use it properly, right? And the final use will be better health outcomes. When you are using green fuel, a sustainable form of fuel, that means your health will also improve. अब दिल्ली में जाइए, you will not be able to breathe there if you stand on a road for 15-20 minutes. Why? Because the vehicular pollution is so intensive and so high, right? So if you have fuels like green hydrogen that are non-emission intensive, and that time your health outcomes will also start improving. As an entire nation, we will have better health outcomes for the entire population. Yes, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, reduce import bill, improve balance of trade. Yes, all of that are related to this point. ठीक है, so इसीलिए green hydrogen is very crucial for us, right? Now the exact recommendations. So we are discussing the Niti Aayog's report on harnessing green hydrogen, opportunities for deep decarbonization in India, right? Carbon ka use, CO2 you see is a greenhouse gas. Methane is a greenhouse gas, right? So to reduce the impact of carbon intensive growth, we need alternative fuels like hydrogen, right? So उसी context में नीति आयोग ने अपनी रिपोर्ट प्रेजेंट की है कि हाइड्रोजन को कैसे प्रमोट कर सकते हैं हम अपनी यूसेज में, राइट? सो सबसे पहले नीति आयोग has made some observations. It says that the overall global demand of hydrogen is going to increase 4-fold over the years. 4 गुना जो है हाइड्रोजन की डिमांड विल इंक्रीज बाय 2050, राइट? बिकॉज the entire world is trying to shift towards sustainable means of development. sustainable means of development, they are finding ways to have greener fuels, right? So that is why the demand for hydrogen all around the world will increase. So नीति आयोग says कि हमें हाइड्रोजन की को लीवरेज करने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी पे वर्क करना चाहिए, मार्केट डेवलपमेंट पे वर्क करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन की डिमांड बहुत बढ़ने वाली है. तो आप नीति आयोग हमारी गवर्नमेंट को कह रही है कि हमें तैयारी करनी चाहिए उस डिमांड को मीट करने के लिए. वी कैन अर्न बिजनेस फ्रॉम देयर, right? So that is the first observation, right? Then Niti Aayog says that hydrogen can help in decarbonization efforts, right? So you can use green hydrogen in fertilizer sector, refining sector, methanol, maritime shipping, all these areas. As I told you, you will be able to use green hydrogen, which is a better fuel and a sustainable means of development, right? So इसीलिए नीति आयोग will give some recommendations to boost the production of green hydrogen in India. ठीक है, अब ये सारी recommendations that I'll discuss are very important. इसको लिख के रखिए. हाइड्रोजन पे कुछ भी, हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल पे कोई भी क्वेश्चन आए, you must mention this नीति आयोग रिपोर्ट, ठीक है, तभी एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स मिलते हैं. So सबसे पहले obviously क्या चाहिए? You need money, right? Investments. So facilitate investment. सबसे पहले पैसा दीजिए ताकि हाइड्रोजन के सेक्टर में और टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट हो सके, और इक्विपमेंट्स हम बना सके, स्टोरेज टेक्नोलॉजी बना सके, उसको कैसे प्रॉपर्ली यूज करना है वो टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप कर सके. सो सबसे पहले तो मनी, पैसा. पैसा जैसे आप कहिए, कोई भी चीज, नई चीज को क्रिएट करने के लिए, उसको अच्छे से एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए यू नीड मनी, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई इट सेज दैट वी नीड, सबसे पहले तो नीति आयोग सेज दैट गवर्नमेंट्स नीड टू इंक्रीज इन्वेस्टमेंट इन दिस सेक्टर, right? The second factor that they say is creating green hydrogen corridors, right? Creating green hydrogen corridors. Corridors कुछ नहीं है, corridors का मतलब कि ऐसे continuous areas आप कहीं create कीजिए जहां entirely green hydrogen का usage हो या development पे focus हो, right? So ऐसी states होनी चाहिए, ऐसे districts होने चाहिए that are completely dedicated towards the development of green hydrogen, right? So green hydrogen corridors need to be developed. Then we need to export the green hydrogen that we develop, right? Export say you earn a lot of foreign exchange. It helps in boosting your economy, right? So with that perspective, it says that we should promote the export of green hydrogen also. And finally, market को develop करने पे focus करना है, right? Green hydrogen के लिए we need to develop adequate market and adequate clusters, ठीक है? ऐसे पूरी एक आप ecosystem create कीजिए. What do they say? See, like just suppose that this is an area, a huge area, an industrial cluster that has been created by government, जहां पे green hydrogen production, research, production, sale, transportation, so all the activities related to green hydrogen will happen in this space, right? That is what is an industrial cluster, where all the services related to an industry are present, ठीक है? So ऐसे clusters create कीजिए जिससे हाइड्रोजन की production increase हो, and then you are able to sell that hydrogen to the larger market, ठीक है? मार्केट में भी डिमांड क्रिएट कीजिए. हाउ? बाय क्रिएटिंग अवेयरनेस अमंग द पीपल दैट दे नीड टू यूज हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल, राइट? अब जैसे सीएनजी वगैरह के लिए मार्केट कैसे डेवलप की गई? पहले तो दे आर चीपर, दे हैव सब्सिडाइज्ड रेट्स, so people try to buy CNG vehicles because they can get it on cheaper rates. then the refueling rates are less. Then in regions like Delhi, the Supreme Court has put some additional penalties on fuels like petroleum or diesel. So they are kind of pushing people towards CNG vehicles. So CNG vehicles के लिए demand create हो रही है, market बन रही है CNG vehicles की. So वैसी ही market we need to create for hydrogen fuel, where the demand is high for hydrogen fuel, right? So that these are the three main recommendations of, four main recommendations of Niti Aayog. इसको लिख के रखिए and try to use it in your answers, right? So these are some government measures. आप पढ़ लीजिए इसको. These are some government measures that Indian government has already taken to boost hydrogen production in the country और hydrogen usage. सबसे पहले तो एक body बनाई गई जो hydrogen policies बनाएगी, पॉलिसी डिसीजंस लेगी, रिसर्च वर्क में इन्वॉल्व होगी, राइट? गवर्नमेंट को गाइड करेगी हाइड्रोजन एनर्जी के डेवलपमेंट के लिए, right? So that board was set up in 2003, right? Then a roadmap or a plan was prepared. A roadmap or plan was prepared कि कैसे हम green hydrogen को over the years develop कर सकते हैं. That was introduced by government and its agencies in 2006, right? Then the Indian government is also collaborating on international level under mission innovation. It's collaborating with other countries like Germany, US, etc. to push green energy innovations that includes pushing green hydrogen, right? So ऐसे ऐसे बहुत सारे initiatives आप जैसे जैसे न्यूज में आते जाएं लिख सकते हैं. गवर्नमेंट ने ऐसे बहुत सारे initiatives लिए हैं to promote green hydrogen. So make a note of these also, right? So that was all about green hydrogen and the report presented by Niti. Write the points, the relevant points very carefully. They'll be very useful for you while writing answers, right? Now the final report that we are going to discuss today is the World Drug Report 2022, right? Again, drug trafficking, drug intake is a very important topic. It can be asked in your security section, GS3, or it can be, even a matter of inquiry in your case studies of ethics. ठीक है, तो उन सब जगहों पे you can use the data or the observations of this report, right? So make a note of this report also, the World Drug Report 2022, right? So what are the observations of the report? For India, the report says India is one of the largest opiate market. मतलब इंडिया में drug consumption is very very high, right? So that is why India is one of the largest market. ठीक है, अफगानिस्तान वगैरह में प्रोड्यूस होता है, then via Pakistan this opium is reaching India, especially the state of Punjab. If you have watched the movie Udda Punjab, you will know how these drugs enter into our territories, right? Right? So ये आप ये भी देखिए, because see here we have a structure called golden crescent. So you might have already read it. Let me just briefly tell you this thing also. You have India here. India is very much vulnerable to, drug trafficking from two sides. One is this, second is this. Here we have a golden crescent. Golden crescent. Can you tell me the countries of golden crescent? Jaldi, without looking into internet or anything else. Countries in golden crescent. Yes, Shreya, right. Right, Nandini. Right. So we have Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. So these three are the major producers and distributors of drugs all around the world, especially India. ठीक है, अफगानिस्तान वगैरह में प्रोड्यूस होता है, then via Pakistan it enters India. So सबसे ज़्यादा vulnerable state is Punjab. Can you tell me that why is Punjab the most vulnerable? This was the question that was asked from me also in the interview, UPSC interview, that why from all the Western states we see Punjab as being the most vulnerable or most affected by drug trafficking. Tell me, what do you think can be the reason? Border with Pakistan, that Rajasthan also has border, Gujarat also has, Jammu Kashmir also has border with Pakistan. There are so many countries that have border with Pakistan, not just Punjab. So many states, I mean, not countries, so many states. Why is Punjab most affected? PIA short form. ठीक है जी. Yes, Bittu, you are right. Tell me. बताइए श्रेया, नंदिनी, why is Punjab the most affected? Because of Green Revolution. How is Green Revolution related to? Yes, Shreya, very right. See, Punjab is a rich state and also has a young population. So the market is very ripe in Punjab. आपके पास पैसा होता है, एक बार आप लेते हैं टेस्ट करने के लिए, and within that you become an addict. पंजाब में तो आप देखिए कितना वैसे भी न्यू चीजों को ट्राई करने का कल्चर कितना है. यू ट्राई अल्कोहल अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ योर फ्रेंड्स, डू यू ट्राई सिगरेट, you try hookahs under the influence of your friends. So drugs ke case mein, if you try it once, you cannot leave that pleasure that you get even after taking it once, right? And in Punjab you see people are quite rich and they have the ability to buy the drugs. So initially the process starts with this buying capacity of Punjabis, right? That is why Punjab is a very highly susceptible state, right? So in the similar fashion there is golden triangle also towards our east northeast side की तरफ. ठीक है, यहाँ पे गोल्डन ट्रायंगल की वजह से इशू हो रहा है. म्यांमार, लाओस एंड विच अदर कंट्री? म्यांमार, लाओस एंड वियतनाम are the countries that are highly producing or exporting drugs to इंडिया स्पेशली. तो नॉर्थ ईस्ट की हमारी पॉपुलेशन भी बहुत इफेक्टेड है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस प्रेवलेंस ऑफ ड्रग्स फ्रॉम दिस गोल्डन ट्रायंगल. ठीक है, सो इसीलिए कहा जा रहा है इन दिस रिपोर्ट दैट इंडिया इज अ वेरी बिग मार्केट, सिंगल लार्जेस्ट मार्केट ऑफ ड्रग्स इन द वर्ल्ड, राइट? The second observation that the report makes is that all around the world the consumption of drugs has increased a lot, and specifically in India it has increased multifold, right? The rate of drug consumption has increased compared to the previous decade. There has been 26% increase. ठीक है, आप सोचिए, this is highly concerning data. 10 सालों में there is 26% increase in the levels of drug consumption. Very worrying scenario, right? And the increase is more rapid in women than men, right? This is also an observation. Can you, any one of you, give me the reason why there is a rapid intake of drugs in women now, even more than men? Richness is the only reason. Richness and young population. Yes, what else can you think? for Punjab being so susceptible. Punjab being rich and having the younger population that can be easily influenced by these toxic substances. That is the reason why, Punjab is susceptible. Also, you see, with states like Rajasthan, you do not have, a population living there. देखिए, जो राजस्थान, गुजरात वगैरह है, दे आर मेनली डेजर्ट लैंड्स, राइट? सो अगर सी, दिस इज पाकिस्तान, this is India, then in states like Rajasthan, Gujarat, population is not living on the borders, but in Punjab the population is directly living at the borders of Pakistan. ठीक है, तो पाकिस्तान से वो एक बार ऐसे करके पैकेट थ्रो करते हैं ड्रग का, इट रीचेस पंजाबी पॉपुलेशन, राइट? वाइल गुजरात, राजस्थान वगैरह में इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. So that geographical reason is also responsible for high prevalence of high susceptibility of Punjabi population. Song culture, yes, you can also say that the songs in Punjab are also promoting, drugism, gun culture and all that. Right? To think about it, make a note of all this important data, try to think about the reasons why there is rapid increase in the drug intake of women, right? Make a note of all this data. This will be very useful for you. If you have any doubts, then post it in the comment section. I'll respond to that. Hope the topics are clear. All the 3 reports are very important for your exam perspective. So make a note of all these reports and the important observations, right? So that was all for this session. Thank you so much for watching.